I have always maintained the belief that I had a curvy body type. I think I formed this belief in high school when my weight fluctuated throughout puberty and I would gain weight around my hip and thigh area. But no matter really where it formed, I held on to this belief and it consistently reflected itself back to me. Shopping for pants felt like a nightmare because I felt like I already knew the end result. Things would either fit in the thigh and hip area and be way too big in the waist, or it'd fit in the waist and be uncomfortably tight elsewhere. And even in the past, while consistently dieting and exercising, I never really felt that my body looked like how I wanted it to. I've studied the law for just over a year now, the law of assumption, and Neville Goddard, and my theoretical understanding and successes have improved dramatically. One day it hit me. Why wasn't I using the law of assumption favorably regarding my body type? I mean, I say favorably here because I was perfectly using the law just for what I didn't want. So here's what I changed. I'll start by saying that I don't consistently do SATs, getting into a state akin to sleep and visualizing, the standard definition of looping a single scene until you fall asleep. I like visualizing before bed most nights, but I visualize a lot of different things. I think that the more rules you put into your visualization, the less fun it will be, and you will be less likely to do any of it, which leads to frustration. While visualizing one night, I asked myself, what do I want to see? What do I want to be true? And from there, the imagining just comes naturally. So I imagined that I was checking myself out in the mirror and that I loved how my pants fit my body. I mean, that's it. For me, this image implied that my body type had changed, and the standard cut men's pants that would hang off my body in a way that I'd always desired them to. So in the past, if I looked at how my pants fit in the mirror, I would be disappointed with how they looked. So this simple change in feeling behind the similar image was enough for me. I imagined this only a few times between a couple of nights. And I didn't try to pass it to my subconscious mind or anything like that. I just saw what I wanted to see and felt how I wanted to feel. I don't mindlessly repeat affirmations, but sometimes I do go back and I ask myself, what do I want to think? Which goes back to what do I want to be true? And my answer was that I wanted to think that I was losing weight like crazy and that I looked hot. I mean, come on. So sometimes while walking by the mirror or after a shower, I would look at myself and just think something along the lines of, dang, I am losing weight like crazy. I look so good. I wanted to give myself lots of compliments because I knew it could only benefit me. Pretty quickly after doing all this, my girlfriend started telling me I was too skinny. It was sort of a joke because I knew she had to notice my body was changing, and that gave me confidence, for I knew my external world was reflecting my change in my internal world. Last week, while getting ready for work, I put on a pair of pants that I always wear, and they were falling off me. I put on my belt and had to use the tightest loop to keep them up. Just a few weeks ago, I was wearing these pants with no belt at all. Later that day, I stopped by a store and I bought another pair of pants in a size that I previously would not have grabbed first, out of the fear that it would be too small. I took them home and I tried them on, and they fit exactly how I imagined just a few weeks prior. I was elated. I felt hot. And after a few more days of wearing those pants, I noticed that even that size I had picked out was getting a little too big. They were sort of falling off me, so I needed to go back to the store and get the next size down. So I'll just add that For anyone who wants to write the story off as a success, as a result of physical effort only, I'm going to tell you, I never counted a calorie. I don't own a scale. So it wasn't like I was also trying to diet to bring about this change. I mean, I do like to exercise, but I do it for fun, and I don't follow a strict schedule. If I felt like I was going on a long walk, or if I felt like going on a long walk or jump roping, I just did that. I felt like if I wanted to eat pizza, 3 nights in a row for dinner, I did that. The only thing that truly changed in my day-to-day life was my assumption. Just like the law of assumption. I've learned so much from this experience. I've learned to examine every aspect of my life to see if I was unconsciously perpetuating a story that no longer served me. I learned that, you don't need to visualize rigidly, or religiously even, to get a desirable end result. It is best to do what feels natural regarding these techniques, and to only visualize what feels fun and exciting. And lastly, experience for myself that there really is nothing that exists outside the law. That manifestation weight loss success story is awesome, and there are lots more of them in this playlist.